Is this the perfect tablet? So after looking at and being a very big fan of the Honor Pad 8, it's time to look at the new, well I say new, December of last year, Honor Pad 9, but what are the upgrades? So the Honor Pad 9 shares a very similar design to its predecessor. It's an all aluminium build, much like the Pad 8. It's a nice premium feeling tablet and it is a similar weight at around 550 grams. And it is pretty slim at just 6.9mm, and although it's not a premium product, it's still got a pretty premium build. The volume and power buttons are located on the right if held vertically, and with the location of the cameras, this tablet is definitely designed to be held horizontally. And there's a set of 8 speakers for nice overall audio, which is welcome as the Pad 9 lacks a 3.5mm headphone jack. And the display is a huge 12.1 inch 120Hz IPS LCD with a resolution of 2560 by 1600, which is good for around 250 pixels per inch. This is a nice increase over the below 200 ppi of the Pad 8. And the bezels around the display aren't the thinnest on the market, but they are symmetrical, which gives a nice uniform experience. And the corners are very rounded to match the curvature of the body, and the display does have dynamic resolution, which can lower the resolution to save power, as does the same with the refresh rate for similar results. So the display is nice for this price bracket, offers some pretty decent visuals with nice colour reproduction. The display also offers a higher brightness than its predecessor at around 500 nits. But of course, in comparison to smartphones, this isn't particularly bright, but the Pad 9 does have an anti-glare glass on the front, which should help when viewing outside, but overall it's not going to be the brightest on a sunny day. And the battery inside the Pad 9 is a nice upgrade over the Pad 8. It's an 8300 mAh cell over the 7250 mAh in that Pad 8. And while that is still considered pretty small as far as tablets go, which can be rocking 10,000 plus mAh, that's still a nice improvement over the Pad 8 and endurance is pretty good. And for software, the Pad 9 is running Android 13 with Magic OS version 7.2, which adds a few nice features to this tablet. And there is a plan to get Android 14, and you do get 3 years of security updates, so that's great if you're planning on keeping this long term. And the software offers the usual customization options like other Honor tablets and phones for that matter. When logged into your Honor ID, you have access to a plethora of wallpapers, themes and icon packs to really customize the look of your tablet. And there's also a multi-window function for complete multitasking at work or at home. Other than that, the look of Magic OS on this Pad 9 is very similar to other Honor products and to a certain extent older Huawei devices. And that multitasking is helped along nicely by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 running the show. This is the same chip found on the Magic 6 Lite, which I found to be very dependable for my use. And the same as here on the Pad 9, apps open instantly and swiping between apps and general navigating through the interface is seamless. Okay, so I just want to show you how snappy the Pad 9 is. Everything opens pretty quickly. Apps open quickly as well. And then the multitasking option, swipe and hold, and then you can open various apps side by side for some multitasking, and then just close them off when you're done. Of course, if you're a heavy gamer, you are likely to struggle using the 6 Gen 1 in the Pad 9, but for light gaming, you'll be absolutely fine. And you get 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage, with an extra 8 gigs of RAM possible with Honor's RAM Turbo, but there is an option with 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage if you're planning on storing a load of extra stuff. So overall, performance is absolutely fine, and for the price you're paying, it's pretty snappy. Now the cameras on the Pad 9, like with other tablets, are never going to be the main talking point, but you do get an upgraded 13 megapixel main camera on this Pad 9 over the 5 megapixels on the Pad 8, and then you get a 5 megapixel selfie camera, which of course isn't going to be the best quality. It's mainly going to be there for video calls and that sort of stuff. Now the camera of course isn't going to be a high performing camera as to be expected, but photos come out with natural colour and reasonable amounts of detail, although details in finer areas can come out a bit smudgy, but switching to HDR seems to improve this. But as usual, here are a few photos coming from the Pad 9 and a few side by side with the old Pad 8. Let me know down in the comments what you think. So overall, that's my quick look at the Honor Pad 9, and to be honest, you get some serious value for money with this tablet. It's got a really nice 120Hz display, great battery life and snappy performance with that Snapdragon 6 Gen 1. It's certainly an upgrade over the Honor Pad 8 in many ways, but check out my Honor Pad 8 and Pad X9 videos down below, and I'll see you there.